everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a thrift store birthday haul. My birthday was a few days ago and I decided this year I wanted to go on a thrift store tour to all the thrift stores around my house and see what I could find. So majority of the things that I got were books. So I'm gonna start with books. Then in the middle, I'm gonna do like household random items and then finish with books. I also wanna start off this video by saying, I recorded this entire thing, then failed to realize that I never pressed record. So this is my second time doing this. But you know, it happens, so. Okay, so first books. Some of the books. So the first book that I got is called The Tunnel. The reason I picked this one up is one, the cover is incredible, and two, it's a translated work. It's translated from Hebrew. I don't know what it's about, but I want to read more translated works, not just American authors, so I thought this would be good to have on my shelf. The next book that I got is called Dancing with the Octopus, a memoir of a crime. We love a good crime and thriller on this channel, so very intrigued by that. And then I read the first blurb. I knew that I had to pick it up. So I'm gonna read it for you. One Omaha winter day in November 1978, when Deborah Harding was just 14, she was abducted at knife point from a church parking lot. She was thrown into a van, assaulted, held for ransom, and then left to die as an ice storm descended over the city. Deborah survived. She identified her attacker to the police and then returned to her teenage life in a dysfunctional home where she was expected to simply move on. Like, that sounds incredible. Very excited to read this. And a memoir, it adds to the drama. Okay, this next book, Women Talking, I am so excited to read this book. I read the first blurb and I was like, I already know once I finish the book I'm currently reading, this is my next read. It says, based on real events, Women Talking is a story of 8 women in a remote Mennonite colony who face an agonizing decision in the aftermath of a series of unspeakable sexual crimes. I feel like I need to hear the stories of these 8 women. I want to start it now. So very excited for this. Never heard of this book before. Just found out at the thrift store. This is what I love. You never know. You might find your next favorite book by combing through all these books that people have donated. Okay, the next one is called The Searcher. This one is about a Chicago police officer that retires to this fixer-upper in Ireland. He had this very traumatic divorce and he kind of moves to get away from it. And then once he's there, he gets tangled up with a local man. Something happens. So that sounded very interesting. This next one, I bought it for the cover. It's called The Patriots. I just love these colors. I love how it has kind of like what look like pencil sketches. I think it's so pretty. But this is about New York and the Great Depression, and then there's some like Russian spy plot line in there. So this sounded very interesting, but the cover really drew me in, you know. Now we're gonna do household things. So first thing that I got was this cutting board. It's small. So I pictured cutting lemons, limes, stuff like that. Also, this color is just incredible. I also got a similar looking cutting board, but this I'm gonna use for decor, for like the centerpiece of our dining room table. I'm gonna put like a plant and some candles and kind of make it like a little moment, I guess. Very cute. And then I also picked up this glass jar with this cork top. I like to have these for our diffusers in the house because it's nice to have just your jug of water right next to it instead of having to take that ugly little plastic thing and then fill it up at the sink and then bring it back. This is just an easier way that it's right there, and it looks much nicer. I also got this beautiful candlestick. I don't know if it's supposed to be this green or if it's like rusted. I don't really know, but it's like weighted, so it's nice and heavy, and I've never seen like a candlestick with this design. I thought it was so pretty. I'm very excited about that. Very cute. The next thing that I got was this little gravy boat. So in Portuguese culture, there's this thing about roosters. Like, my grandma had roosters in the kitchen, roosters in the bathroom, roosters on the wall, ceramic roosters, glass roosters. My mom had a glass rooster. We had this ginormous, well, it wasn't ginormous, but this probably like this big picture of a rooster that just sat on our kitchen table. I don't know why, but whenever I see something with a rooster, I feel like I need to buy it. And so Devontae actually found this gravy boat that has like a little green rooster on there. So very cute. The next thing that I got was this sun hat. So I don't have any sun hats, and I don't usually wear sun hats. But when I saw this, the first thought that I had was, that'd be cute for like when I garden in the summer. I don't currently do that, but I would like to. So I thought, you know, it'd be nice to have a hat. And it's Columbia. It's made out of nice quality. And even if it's not this summer that I start gardening, then it will be there the next summer for me. Okay, the next thing is this tailor-made hat. This is Devontae's hat. Apparently, I don't know because I'm not into golf and he's into golf, but apparently TaylorMade is a very good, well-known golf brand. So when he saw this hat in really good condition, he picked it up and he's very excited about it. So we love a good deal. The next thing that I got have to do with a gift that we actually received not too long ago. So I have been wanting an espresso machine for a few years now, and we were generously gifted one. And so we needed to get some shot glasses for the espresso shots. So I found these Nespresso espresso cups that we could use. They were like $1 each, so that was great. Also, for the espresso machine, I bought this little mug, and I was thinking, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is probably part of a tea set, but it was by itself, so I was thinking like a little cortado kind of situation. That would just be really cute. So I got that. One of my favorite pieces that I got was this ceramic speckled oil container, I guess. And my favorite part is that this little top part, if you can hear it, this is ceramic too, this white part. Which usually this is like plastic or something, so I just love that aspect of it. I'm just gonna put my olive oil on this because it'll just sit like prettier next to the stove. Very excited about that. There were a few things that we got that I didn't want to bring here because they were just larger. So I took little videos before and I'll insert them as I talk about them. The first thing was we got this vintage chair. It was in really great condition, even like had this kind of seal underneath that said like where it was made, and it was like stamped antique. It's very cool. Very sturdy, nothing's wrong with it. So we put that in our bedroom as kind of like a seating chair. The other piece of furniture we got was this table right here. The table is actually in pretty good condition. It's just kind of like scuffed up. So we're thinking we're gonna sand it down and either restain it or paint it depending on what it looks like once we sand it. But we were originally gonna actually put this downstairs for our coffee table, but it was just a little too small for the area. But it ended up working perfectly up here because there's also a shelf on the bottom, so I'll be able to put more books down there. So very excited about that. The next big thing that we got was new speakers for our recently acquired record player. We were in Washington State a few weeks ago, and we were with Devontae's family, and we were in his grandma's house, which is just a treasure trove because it's all of her things from growing up and then also her parents' things. So we found her collection of records, and she had iconic records that were in pristine condition. And so when we were going through those, we kind of looked at each other like, we need to get a record player. So we found one on Facebook Marketplace, and it works really well, but one of the speakers was broken. So we found some speakers at, I think it was Value Village that we were at when we found them, and they work really, really well. So that was a really good find. The last thing, I found this basket. It's like a smaller, lighter colored weave basket that we use downstairs to hold some of our blankets. Now we will go through the rest of the books. This first one is Paradise by Toni Morrison. I regret to say that I have not read any Toni Morrison, and I know she's iconic, so when I saw it, I knew I need to have it so I can have it on my bookshelf so I can start delving into her books. And this one's in really great condition, so classic, very excited about this. The next book is The Fever by Megan Abbott. I've seen her name before, but I didn't recognize this book. I really hate how Target does this. Like, at least get stickers that are gonna be easy to take off, or don't put it right like in the most terrible place. Anyway, this book is about this teenage girl that's friends with this very put together family, ends up having a seizure randomly in class, and then all of a sudden all these other girls in the school are having seizures. So it kind of talks about this chaos that's created in the community and how it relates to this family somehow. Again, thriller vibes, we need to figure out what's happening. So that'll be a good one. The next one is called Never Look Back by Allison Galen. This is, I've never heard of this author before, but this is about a present day journalist who has a podcast, and he's talking about these murders that happened in the mid-70s, and at the time they believed that the murderers also died, but that's kind of left up to question. So some investigative work, true crime podcast kind of vibe, so I'm excited to read this. The next book is actually an advanced reader's edition, so I thought that's cool. I don't have any, obviously, because they don't sell them, and I haven't ever received any, so I thought that was really cool once I realized that. And this is called The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, and I'm just gonna read, I literally have no idea what the book's about, but this introductory sentence about the writing style completely pulled me in. It reads, "The creeping horror of Paul Tremblay meets Tommy Orange's There in a dark novel of revenge, cultural identity, and the cost of breaking from tradition in this latest novel from the Jordan Peele of horror literature, Stephen Graham Jones." I'm usually not a big horror kind of person, like I don't really usually read horror books, but the fact that it was related to Jordan Peele, I had to bring it home. And then the last book that I got was We Fed an Island by Jose Andres. So this is gonna be talking about how after Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, Jose Andres basically provided meals for almost the entirety of the island. So I've heard about him from some chefs that I follow on Instagram, some other foodie kind of accounts on Instagram. So I knew of the work that he did, but I'm not really educated on how it started or how he got there, what was his kind of driving mission. So I'm excited to read this to just kind of understand how he accomplished this great feat. That's it for my thrift store book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love thrifting, I love collecting things like this, so I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe I'll do more of my thrift hauls, I guess, and show you kind of how I use them around the house. I look forward to recording more videos. I think I'm gonna do some cooking videos, some organizing videos. Those are the videos I like to watch, so I thought might as well create them since I do them anyway. Everyone has to organize their kitchen, right? So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.